na ramoro chumena mataka ko ni rawone ni biba marataka ke misa ropo ni ana di sambulu bidang na sero gori sana churi kino na moro chumai tunasile ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben kelapa na magikira ni biba mataka moni chikira borombu kama na ono kene diwa ena bula FM
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. In this bulletin, landowners told there is no place for politics in the management of Ithauke resources. Ministry of Education looks at including sex education in school curriculum. And consultations of review of Sugar Master Awards start in Lambasa. Ithauke resource owners have been told not to let politics mar their decisions. The National Ithauke Resource Owners Committee is meeting in Nandave, Tailevu today. Ali Kimbia has more.
Over 30 representatives from the 14 provinces were this morning told by the Lands Minister Mereseni Vuniwanga that there is no room for politics in the management of Ithauke resources.
I've noted that some committees, trustees, formed by resource owners to look after their resources, seem to have deviated from their entrusted roles. They fail to consult their own people who have trusted them into their position. This leads to widespread confusion, finger-pointing, and rifts amongst the resource owners.
The ministry stressed the importance of keeping the people fully informed about any development on their natural resources.
It is our duty to ensure that whatever position we take is based on the hallmarks and objectives of this committee. That is, to promote the capacity development of the Ithauke to make informed decisions on the sustainable management of natural resources.
Workshop participants consisting of traditional fishing ground owners and land owners have also been told that the interest of resource owners should be their paramount responsibility.
The indigenous people of Fiji are also happy and are also aware that there is an official committee in government that is looking after its interest and therefore looks upon all of you to work together and ensure the interests are well protected during your watch.
The National Ithauke Resource Owners Workshop will continue tomorrow, and discussions will be centered around the capacity development of Ithauke to make informed decisions on the natural resources. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Education Minister Dr. Mahindra Reddy says they are now considering including sex education in the curriculum at primary school level. This is in response to recent sex crimes, one of which involved a Class 4 student who was beaten and raped on her way home from school in Akasi, Nausori. Maggie Boyle reports.
Attempting to address the alarming number of serious sexual offences against children, the Ministry of Education is reviewing its curriculum.
We are undertaking that. That is something that has been bothering us. But look, the rape cases is really something from on the other side. People who are engaging in this unprofessional and unethical behavior. So I think it's really. It's a concern for not one stakeholder but whole country.
Reddy says there is a need to make our education system inclusive and responsive to the changing environment.
But in the school system, we are talking about it, how to keep our children safe, how to educate our children in terms of identifying particular signs that would probably ask them to be careful and avoid certain areas or certain scenarios.
The Minister is mindful, though, that it will take more than one sector to make a difference in the fight against serious sexual offences.
We need to have a collective approach. We need to deal with this collectively. And I think there's some discussion going on now at a different level amongst the stakeholders. And we will come up with a collective strategy to deal with this.
In May, the Director of Public Prosecution's Office recorded 48 cases of serious sexual offences. In June, they were 47. From the May statistics, there were 27 victims, of which 16 were under the age of 18 years. Of these, 6 were between the ages of 6 and 12. 10 victims were between the ages of 13 and 17.
Last month, there were 25 victims under the age of 18. Of these, 3 were between the ages of 3 to 6, while 12 were between the ages of 13 to 17. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Attempts to get a comment from the teachers' unions were unsuccessful when this bulletin was prepared. The first round of consultations for the review of the Sugar Master Awards has started in the Northern Division. The review is being conducted to get feedback on what provisions are not applicable in the Master Award and what needs to be changed. Shireen Lanta reports.
A large number of farmers turned up for the Sugar Master Awards review consultations to voice their views and concerns. The farmers told the stakeholders what they expect from the review.
Special cane payment, special cane. It is not in the Master Award. Some of the growers are willing to have the special cane payments in the year so that they can get some money out of it.
Subsidy allowance, and where we are paying $14.50 to $15. That's from my place, that is 43 kilometers from the mill. Even from Navai Nagundi, they are paying $20 to $22.
Sugar Industry Tribunal Registrar Timothy Brown says various issues which affects the farmers were raised during the consultations.
The issue of the sharing proceeds. They also raised the issue of the other byproducts, like cogeneration and other issues that they're interested to participate in.
Brown says there were several suggestions made by the farmers which they'll look into.
Also, issues about lease and the cost of the rising cost of the lease and the fact that the deductions are not made with the authority. I think these are some of the things that the consultant will put together and place before, in his report. And as he suggested today, there's some very good thoughts that have come, one on training, the other is on incentives for growers.
Similar consultations will be held in the Western Division next week. Feedback from these consultations will be put into a report and submitted to the Ministry for further action. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
3 men are being questioned in relation to the death of a 28-year-old man of Laken Nausori over the weekend. The man was allegedly assaulted by the suspects on Saturday night after spending some time at a nightclub. He was taken to the Nausori Health Centre but was transferred to the Colonial War Memorial Hospital in Suva, where he died. Still to come on FBC News, what goes into planning roadworks?
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
A trial date of October 17th has been set for local government minister Parveen Kumar Bala, who was charged with causing death by dangerous driving. Bala appeared in the Lautoka Magistrates Court today. He is alleged to have caused the death of Puna Chand in Tendamu, Lautoka in November 2013. Bala pleaded not guilty to the charge in March this year. He's released on bail. Fiji is being used as a key distribution point for illicit drugs. This was revealed by police after the seizure of cocaine and methamphetamine in the Western Division last week.
It's not just a matter of clearing a patch of land and throwing on a new road surface. The Fiji Roads Authority is required to consider the needs of landowners, motorists, pedestrians, and even utility providers.
So all these elements mixing together means that I have a social aspect to consider, an environmental, a technical, a land, and an economic. Throw all of these together, come up with a solution, one that everybody agrees of, and then the land acquisition kind of processes.
Zaina Khan says there are portions where road widening has been planned with barely enough space to accommodate all these factors. In order to stay on track with capital works, the FRA has had to rethink how the planning and preparation stage is handled, usually running in tandem with the actual work on the ground.
In the 5-year framework, which Fiji should have had delivered 10, 15 years ago, if you go out to the public and say, I've been hearing all my life it was going to happen, this was going to happen, and it didn't. So it means a lot of pain for someone like me to actually make this happen, and a lot of pressure in getting all these little issues that nobody sees being resolved. The only thing you see on the ground as a public is to build the road and the traffic.
The Fiji Roads Authority says most landowners have been patient and have given access to their properties for road widening. Others, however, require more negotiations. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
We apologise for that mix-up. That there was the story from Edwin Nunn on Fiji Roads Authority. There are many short and long-term effects of sexual assault and rape that affect the mind, body and spirit. The country's only certified child psychiatrist, Dr. Muriel Allen, gives some insight on the psychological effects of rape.
Before we look at long-term, we look at the short-term or immediate effects. Yeah? It will affect the way the person thinks, the way the person feels, the way the person behaves, how they deal with future or current relationships, all of it. They will have the typical symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. It's quite common, but there are, 3 clusters to it. The first one will be avoidance. The other one is reliving or experiencing the event. And it's, again, unpredictable because any stimulus, which, for example, you're wearing a nice fuchsia scarf. If, for example, there was a certain color in that environment, exposure to that color or that particular thing will automatically trigger, have all the traumatic memories surface. Again, it's sad because when someone is subjected to a trauma such as that, life changes completely. Not just for the person, but for their family too.
Rape knows no boundaries of class or culture. More than this, the impact of sexual assault goes beyond the individual, so as to have a collective impact on the social well-being of our communities. Jackie Spate, FBC News. Miss World Fiji contestants practiced on healthy living during a sports event supported by the Petero Divoniveva Foundation. The event helps contestants in team bonding.
The Petros Divonideva Foundation is a charity that aims to harness the power of sport to inspire communities and transform lives. Today, contestants who are vying for the Miss World Fiji title got a taste of what the foundation is all about.
What we put them through today was, the fitness component of the pageant. So it was a wonderful opportunity to, get the contestants involved in, sport and, just showcasing the importance of leading a healthy lifestyle.
Some of the activities carried out were volleyball, beep test and cheerleading.
We are so happy to have brought the Petero Foundation and worked together with the Miss World. Now, we're very happy with that because they are trying to raise awareness here on healthy living, and we would like to marry that in with the Miss World Fiji brand.
Miss World Fiji will be crowned on Saturday night at Pacific Harbour. Shriti Prasad, FBC News.
We turn to sports now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Nakazaki, and good evening. Coming up tonight, shortly after winning gold at the Pacific Games, the Fiji Pearls are on the move again. And the latest World Rugby rankings place Fiji back in the top 10. This and more after the break.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulablaga. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Flying Fijians captain Nakapusingera says he is ready to lead his side against Samoa in the Pacific Nations Cup on Saturday. The France-based back rower injured his knee 2 weeks ago against the Maori All Blacks and missed out on last week's match against Tonga. Josephine Navula has more.
The national 15 side were all geared up as they departed the country last night for the remainder of the Pacific Nation Cup's matches. Captain Nakapusingera, who is back from injury, says he is ready to lead once again after missing the opening round.
I had a test before the game on Saturday, and I managed to pull it out with no pain on my knee. And this is a major test, a big long flight to America, and we'll assess it again when we get there, and we'll see how it goes.
Guerra says the players have shown major improvement in the match against Tonga and is confident they will go up another level this week.
By watching last week's game against Tonga, it's improved from the first game. I think the more time that the boys together, they will be working on the set pieces, and with the coaches that we have now, with Tabai Matsin joining the team now, it's going to be a major boost for the whole squad moving forward.
Guerra is also urging the Fijian public to continue supporting the team as it has been boosting the morale of the players in the past 2 matches. Fiji takes on Samoa at 12 p.m. at Sacramento in USA on Saturday. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, in the latest rankings released by World Rugby last night, the Flying Fijians are now ranked 10th in the world. Fiji moved 1 spot up, displacing Scotland, who now sits at 11th. Meanwhile, Flying Fijians coach John McKee says Samoa will start as top bets in its PNC match on Saturday.
Yeah, well, Samoa, they maybe have a slight advantage in that they've been already over there, so they've had the travel behind them. But I think, we'll have a close look at their game against the USA, and we'll do our analysis on the fly.
After winning gold at the Pacific Games, the Fiji Pearls are on the move again, this time to New Zealand, where it will play the Silver Ferns for the 3rd time this year. Josephine Navula with the details.
Wasting no time after getting back from the Pacific Games on Sunday, the Fiji Pearls are departing the country once again. Team manager Rubian Sorovaki says they have been working closely with the players on their consistency.
I realize we've got a bigger hill to climb. We've just come over one, there's another one, and they've been pretty good in terms of performance on and off the court as far as team management is concerned.
The Pearls are confident of a strong outing against the Ferns.
I think we're looking to a respectable scoreline, just in terms of adding value to the team preparations before we leave for the World Champs in 2 weeks' time.
Apart from the game against the New Zealand netball team this Thursday, the Kate Carpenter coach side has arranged a few more build-up matches before the World Cup next month. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
6 athletes will represent Fiji at the Special Olympics in Los Angeles, which starts this weekend. The young team presented its itatau to the president today. Rohit Deo reports.
They are special kids with a special task to represent the country for the first time at the Special Olympics. The president reminded them of the expectations of the country, but also told them to make the most of the trip.
Treat it as an adventure. Don't be put off by other athletes who you've read about. Perform to the best of your ability.
One athlete who takes part in the 100 meters and javelin event says he cannot wait to board the plane to Los Angeles.
I feel good. I'm excited to go to LA. First time I get to LA. I enjoy. I'm going to get there and the medal.
The officials have prepared the athletes well and say they are ready for the event.
They are really very excited and they are looking forward for all the events as they are ready to participate now. And we are just hoping for the best.
6,500 athletes from 165 countries will compete in 27 sports at the Special Olympics. With a small number of only 6 athletes, Fiji will once again have a chance to showcase to the world that when given an opportunity, we can achieve anything. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji International Football Championships will be held in Nadi this week. Teams from Fiji, New Zealand and Australia will take part in the 3-day event. Due to an increase in the number of teams this year, the tournament will be played in 2 categories.
We have 2 categories competition. We are at over 35s and 40 categories, and we have 8 teams registered in over 35 and 8 teams registered in over 40s. We also have teams coming from overseas, like former Fiji citizens who have made up teams from overseas, and they will be participating in this tournament.
The tournament starts at 9 a.m. this Friday at Prince Charles Park, with the finals to be played on Sunday. That is your sports for tonight. Good evening.
Telecom Fiji Limited has started work on linking its exchanges around Viti Levu together to improve its network. It's laying high-capacity fibre optic cables entirely around the island for a higher speed access network for its customers. According to TFL, there is a gap between Koravo to Raki Raki that has no network coverage, and they want this filled.
So it's an ambitious target, but we are trying our best to complete it within, because it's an unserved market. You know, that area there's a big potential, and also we want to ensure redundancy.
The project, which cost TFL a couple of millions of dollars, is expected to be completed within this year. Fine weather conditions was experienced over most places today. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving to the east of the Solomons. Meanwhile, another trough lies over Tuvalu and extends eastwards over Tokelau and southeastwards over southern Cooks. Suva's maximum temperature today was 27 degrees, still the coolest of all the centres. Nandi and Lambasa recorded a high of 30 degrees. Tomorrow should be fine, except for some clouds and rain in Suva and Savu. It will be cool at night. And further outlook is fine apart from brief showers over the eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands, cool at night. And a quick look at the main points again. Landowners told there is no place for politics in the management of Ithauke resources. Ministry of Education looks at including sex education in school curriculum, and consultations of review of Sugar Master Award start in Lambasa. Now to our poll question for this week. We're asking, should there be a sex offenders registry? Visit our FBC website www.fbc.com.fj to have your say. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You can also watch the replays of FBC News on our YouTube channel, which is FBC TV 2011. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Good night.
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर्ग, जहाँ प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहाँ हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहाँ हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहाँ स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ।
ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना